Storytime with Marleen Smith. A short story ending with the sentences, "You really can't tell a book by its cover." Addison turned out to be a real friend. Even though I am quite young, being born in the 1980s, I have connected with and adapted to the ways and traditions of people from previous generations. It is a fact that I was raised by my grandmother and my two great aunts, and it was predicted by them that I will hardly escape inheriting their ways of thinking, their habits, and the way they would prejudge or stereotype someone. Addison was a young lad with a mysterious-looking countenance. He was indeed good-looking with a fine, chiseled features, but this was often hidden by his unpredictable and unique hairstyles. He wore long chains in his ears and tattoos on his arms and neck. I thought he looked weird and instantly associated him with a gang or Satanism. Although his attire and unique styles made him look mysterious, suspicious, and weird, I was never intimidated by him like others were. One Sunday evening, I decided to take a stroll in the park. I was alone by choice because I needed to sit quietly and write a speech for my prize-giving ceremony. The snow cone vendor pedaled across the pasture, squeezing his rubber horn. The blackbirds gathered around the fountain and dipped their beaks into the clear water. A couple passed by, holding hands and laughing cheerfully. I sat on the steps leading to the theater. I took out my stationery and started making notes. The sun was shifting toward the west and began to sting me in the face. I looked up from writing and signaled to the snow cone vendor that I wanted to buy a snow cone. After the vendor left and continued pedaling away to the exit of the park, I resumed to writing my speech with my head facing my lap in which I had placed my writing pad. It seemed as if I was alone in the park and it was beginning to get dark outside. I gathered my stationery and knelt down to pick up my bag. I heard no one coming. I smelled no fragrance, but I felt a kick in the middle of my back. My muscles seized. I tried to turn around, but I could not. I felt as though I had a spasm. I felt another kick, and I fell to the ground. I fell outstretched on my stomach. I put one side of my face on the dry, dusty ground. The smell of the earth filled my nostrils. My peripheral vision caught sight of two long, lanky, hairy legs of a man. He was barefooted with rough, cracked ankles. He snatched my handbag from beside me and ran off. I was too terrified and in too much pain to move. I heard the sound of a bicycle that was old and stiff and needed lubrication. It suddenly came to a halt. I heard rough, fast breathing, and I lay there motionless on the hard, dry ground, and I felt the hands of someone turning me over to one side. I suffered the pain and tried to help the person by trying to turn over. I looked up and saw a black jerry curl hair wig and the face of Addison looking emphatically into my eyes. "Who did this to you?" he asked as he touched my bruised knee. I related the story to this mysterious-looking character. He consoled me and called the ambulance from his mobile phone. He also called the police. When the ambulance came, Addison accompanied me to the hospital. He contacted my family and stayed with me until I was discharged. You really can't tell a book by its cover. Addison turned out to be a real friend.